proper model specification is essential for the process of making inferences to the population based on our study's findings. Most broadly, what a properly specified model means is that my theory about how variables are interrelated matches the nature of the interrelationships of those variables that are really occurring in the population. And so basically, does my theory match reality? That's the idea of proper specification. So there are some characteristics that we can kind of check off underneath of that. The first one is that the model must be correct in terms of the shape of its function. So if I apply a linear analysis to nonlinear data, then I will make the wrong inference about the shape of that relationship and potentially make give misguided advice to practitioners, for example. So that's a big deal. I want to make sure that I'm properly specifying the shape of that function. The second one is all relevant causes or IVs have to be included in my model and irrelevant ones discarded. So every variable in there has to be a relevant cause of my outcome. The direction of causal flow that I specify has to match reality. So if I say that an IV causes a DV, but in reality it's reversed, or there's a third variable causing both the IV and the DV, then that means that my model is misspecified. And finally, all relevant mediators and moderators have to be included. So if there are, in reality, 3 mediators that are operating in the causal link between an IV and a DV, then I need to include all of those in my theory and test them appropriately, rather than just picking one mediator and just using that. So if there are 3 operating in reality, I need to have 3 in my model as well. So as you can imagine, maybe you're thinking of this already, and that is, who really has a properly specified model? And the answer is probably no one does. But it's important to know what makes a properly specified model so we can keep moving in that direction. And that's the goal, is that we keep moving in the direction of proper specification, even though we know we'll never get there entirely. This also gives us some information to include in the discussion sections of our write-ups, to talk with people at conferences about what they think are other variables that may be impacting the DV of interest. And it just gives us, I think too, at least for me, whenever I go over these characteristics of proper specification, it humbles me in a good way, because I realize how little I actually know, and how even little incremental progress in the direction of proper specification is important for the advance of the field.